KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, serving Guam for 80 years. And brought to you by Matson and the Adahi Tanu program. Cars Plus, reminding you to put your phone down while driving. Distractions won't get you there. Heads up, Guam. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurants, always open, always local, and serving up favorites for over 40 years.
Now on prime time, hours before a scheduled DoSI oversight hearing, a letter from DoSI staffers is released calling out its director and claiming a hostile work environment. Also tonight, the U.S. Supreme Court has rejected Guam's request for an extension in the Dave Davis case, and residents in parts of Mongmong are fed up with not having water for days at a time. GWA says a permanent solution could take several months. How's the day, everybody? Thanks for streaming us or watching us. As rejected by the U.S. Supreme Court is the word from Adelup on Guam's request for an extension to file an appeal in the Dave Davis case. Adelup State's lawyer Mike Phillips informed them of the rejection this morning, saying, quote, while the decision was a disappointment, it was not unexpected. Phillips had to convince Supreme Court Justice Elena Kagan that Guam missed the deadline to file an extension because of most extraordinary circumstances. Phillips had agreed to take the case after the AG and Attorney Julian Uggan advised the governor of risks associated with pursuing an appeal. Yet Phillips and the governor said they were both unaware to a crucial deadline to file for a 60-day extension had passed before Phillips took the case. Adelup says draft legislation, quote, which will attempt to meet the narrow holding of the Ninth Circuit Court decision that found a native inhabitant plebiscite violated Davis's constitutional voting rights. Elsewhere, a letter from DoC staffers calling out Prison Director Samantha Brennan for not being capable of running the agency has been released on a day of an oversight hearing for the troubled department. Chris Barnett has more.
KUAM News has obtained a letter from Department of Corrections employees highlighting major concerns they have with their director, Samantha Brennan. The 6-page letter, which is accredited to the core of the Department of Corrections, cites a very hostile environment within our facility. It also says Brennan and former Deputy Director Joey Terlahi began to feud amongst themselves within 2 weeks of being appointed by Governor Lulian Guerrero in January. It reads, quote, the director would give orders and the deputy director would not follow through. In the eyes of the subordinates, seeing the top leaders not getting along affected the professionalism and productivity of daily operations. The letter also alleges that Brennan has given decision-making authority to Administrative Services Officer Ovita Nauta. Brennan has, quote, empowered the ASO, Ms. Ovita Nauta, to make decisions in her absence. Ms. Nauta pled guilty last year to a case while she was employed at GPD relative to the mishandling of funds. Ms. Nauta is again handling departmental funds and budget, the letter says. The letter also alleges Nauta is Brennan's mully. It also calls out Vice Speaker Talina Nelson's bill to reclassify the prison's warden position. That bill would give Brennan the authority to handpick her own warden. That pick would serve as an unclassified political hire. The letter reads, it's very clear that Senator Nelson is giving full support to Director Brennan, who has been here for 11 months, and not listening to those who have been in this department for 20-plus years. We are submitting this letter in confidentiality due to fearing retaliation from Director Brennan. The psychological evaluation that was leaked is 100% true and correct, which proves she is not capable of running this critical department. Brennan's psychological evaluation read that she could become symptomatic if she is, quote, judged adversely or unduly criticized, and that she could benefit from environments where she is supported and not under scrutiny. KUAM asked for a comment from Brennan regarding the letter. However, we didn't receive a response. Brennan has told KUAM she doesn't do on-camera interviews, but she doesn't regularly respond to requests for information sent by text. For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
The oversight hearing is underway downtown with Nelson reading the letter and asked if Brennan had a comment. She responded that she did not. Statements from Adelup and Vice Speaker Talina Nelson on the DoC letter have been released. Quote, problems have persisted at DoC for years, so we are not surprised that there are strong institutional forces resistant to change. While no one can test the personal or political motivations of an anonymous letter, we expect directors to bring people together and lead. Government employees should feel welcome to exercise their rights and file a formal complaint, said Adelup by way of a text message. Meanwhile, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson, in a statement to KUAM, says even if she wasn't personally given the letter, she's looking into it. Quote, although it was not received by or addressed to our office, but forwarded by members of the media, The letter submitted is not signed by anyone, therefore, we cannot take accountable action. She urges DOC workers to call, visit, or email her. Well, Senator Terlahi will hold an oversight of her own on issues relative to DOC's erroneous releases, but she wants to hear from the court system. The committee chair on justice specifically wants answers on the judiciary's computer systems and how it communicates with DOC's database as it relates to commitment and release orders from the court. Additionally, the senator is seeking answers as to how warrants of arrest are executed and prioritized. During an arraignment hearing of Joint Mayor Jesse Blas, an FBI agent testified about an active investigation underway into Superior Court marshals who were having sex with women who had active warrants. The oversight hearing is on Tuesday the 19th at 5 in the afternoon. Speaking of the embattled Joint Mayor, Jesse Blas is still getting paid for a job he's unable to do. While the municipal leader remains behind bars, staffers in his office are continuing to run the day-to-day operations, with at least one person coming forward saying it's time he should resign. Mayor's Council of Guam Executive Director Angel Sablan attended hearings but has not had a chance to speak with the mayor. But if he did, he says he would give him this following advice as a close companion.
That I would tell him that maybe it's time for himself and most especially for the people of Jonah to step down and allow the people of Jonah an opportunity to be able to elect themselves a new mayor. If Mayor Jesse Blas beats his case, he's pled not guilty, he can always come back and run as mayor again. And I think the people would be more appreciative and respectful of him that he did this at this time, just to step down and then concentrate on this case and give the people of Jonah an opportunity to be able to elect their new mayor.
There's nothing in local statute that mandates if an elected official is accused of a crime that he or she would be required to step down. Now, since the mayor was arraigned in September, his staff have been tasked with managing the office while Sablan signs off on official documents. Further, there is no vice mayor of Jotnya and there is no municipal planning council for the central village. The authority to appoint a council lies solely with the mayor himself. Blas is scheduled to go to trial in December on criminal charges in district court for which he has pleaded not guilty. He's used up all his administrative leave and is currently getting paid based on the annual leave that he has accrued. According to Sablan, that runs out at the end of the year. Elsewhere on Island, the Committee on Decolonization has written a letter to the Mayor's Council requesting that the Jonya Mayor be replaced as a serving member of its organization.
Guam law states pretty clearly that if any board member misses 3 consecutive meetings, that they're now disqualified, and it is the responsibility of the appointing party to replace that member.
The mayor's been behind parts on pretrial detention since September the 24th, but prior to that, he had already failed to attend several commission meetings. Out of the 9 meetings held this year, Blas has missed 6. Commission on Decolonization Executive Director Melvin Wanpat Bora explains what comes next.
We're aware that the mayor has his personal legal situation that he's dealing with, and as much as we don't, it's not our place to weigh in on that. It does, obviously, his presence or lack thereof affects the work that we're able to do or not do on the board. So it's a critical time for the commission right now. We really have to be united, and we have to be aggressive and deliberate about the things that we're doing in our community to educate our community.
During today's council meeting, it was announced that Sinanja Mayor Robert Hoffman expressed interest to replace Blas on the commission. Hoffman himself is a former member of the group. Well, Vice Speaker Talina Nelson's legislation to ban gambling at future Liberation Carnivals has the Mayor's Council of Guam calling out to the legislature to show their cards. Here's more.
From the carnival to the parade and everything else in between, $400,000 is the estimated cost it takes for the Mayor's Council of Guam to put on Guam's annual Liberation festivities.
We can't just take $400,000 out of our pockets or out of the Mayor's Council because we don't have that.
Bill 226 would repeal local law allowing gambling at the carnival. The legislation was discussed during Wednesday's Mayor's Council of Guam meeting. MCOG Executive Director Angel Sablan says if that's the case, then what's the alternative? Mayors in the past have lobbied for gambling because it's been the biggest revenue source for Liberation festivities.
It's a viable source to come up with $400,000 to cover for the expenses of running a Liberation festivity. That's fine. I don't think anybody would have an objection to that. Our only objection to not doing any gaming at the carnival is that where do we come up with these funds.
There's no dice on gambling at the carnival. Orak Chalanpago Mayor Jesse Gogui suggests maybe the legislature should step up.
I just don't get a sense that at least the advocates of this bill and even other decisions surrounding liberation, they realize the demands that are placed on the executive branch of government, which includes us. You notice we're not in the grandstand, sitting down, watching the parade. We're out there directing traffic. We're out there managing our floats, managing our parade entries. We're out there feeding people. We're out there running the queens back and forth from the grandstand to their floats and back to the grandstand. And it's just, the logistics is tremendous. And I just, after 10 years of this, I personally, everybody has an opinion. I'm personally to the point where it's frustrating that let them fly the banner, let them carry the banner. Maybe they can have a sense of really what it takes.
During the MCOG meeting, it was also suggested that perhaps the Guam Visitors Bureau take over managing liberation festivities, considering their experience with the Guam Micronesia Island Fair. Aside from banning gambling at the carnival, the legislation would also prohibit casino gambling devices on Guam. A public hearing on Bill 226 has not yet been scheduled. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matsunani.
Now, village mayors are literally swamped with calls from constituents to clean up their private property following the government's response to stop the spread of dengue fever. Here's more now on the side effects.
They're not down with dengue, but they're feeling the fallout.
The side effect of that is that other residents and other villagers are saying, well, if the government can do it for them, they can do it for us.
According to village mayors, since the government launched its aggressive campaign to stop the local spread of dengue fever from areas like Swamp Road and Dededo, they've been swamped with house calls.
Right now, many residents in other villages are saying, if you can do it to Swamp Road, you can do it to our road.
Dededo Mayor Melissa Savara says GovGuam was called to assist in cleanup efforts of Swamp Road because of the fact that it's CLTC property, but lessees weren't farming fruits and vegetables.
They were farming cars and tires. So we needed them to, between Guam, EPA, and Chamorro Land Trust, to hold these people's feet to the fire.
Orak Chalanpago Mayor Jesse Gogui was first to start mitigation efforts after a student from one of his village schools was identified as the first local confirmed case.
But during the dengue thing, we didn't remove any abandoned vehicles.
It was just concentrated on the two schools.
We concentrated on the two schools, and then whatever else we could haul out of there, especially the tires.
Mayors today want to make sure the message is clear.
The bottom line is everybody now, Joe Public, says, they feel, because this was done at Swamp Road and because of dengue, that it's a government's responsibility. We need to end that mentality. It's not the government's responsibility to clean their private properties.
The Mayor's Council of Guam plans on working with Oversight Chair Senator Pito Turlahi to introduce legislation to address the issue.
Many more island news headlines await you, so please stay tuned. We're back after this.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Half a day, welcome to Two Lovers Point.
Half the day, I'm in the club.
Matson is in this community. We've been in this community for decades. We're going to be in this community for decades to come. Things will get busy, things will get quiet, but we're going to be here. We're your hometown carrier. And that matters to us.
Reliability is the core of our business. We take pride in ensuring that we arrive in Guam on time as scheduled.
It's our local employees who understand the market, who understand the business, and provide that hard work for you each and every day.
When we hold ourselves to high standards, our customers also hold us to high standards. We establish good business relationships that turn into friendships. That's why it's so important to be here and be trusted by your customers. We want you to trust Matson like your friend, like your family.
With smart business solutions tailored to your specific needs, you can achieve your goals. You can stay connected to your customers and your teams with Docomo Pacific's best-in-class network coverage. You can be confident knowing that you have a dedicated team to provide premium support for all your needs. With us by your side, you can do it all. Find out more at DocomoPacific.com/business. Docomo Pacific Business, delivering your future today.
It's a special delivery to your inbox every week with your KUAM News Roundup, program advisories, and promotions. Sign up for the weekly KUAM Digital Digest today on KUAM.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, as the year draws to its inevitable end, the Speaker is calling on the congressmen to deliver the traditional congressional address downtown at the legislature. Here's Chris Barnett.
Every year, Guam's delegate to Congress holds an annual address, usually in April, usually at the Guam legislature. Although last year, former Congresswoman Madeline Berdallo delivered what would be her final address in August. Former delegate Robert Underwood tells KUAM in the first year of his first term, he delivered a congressional address.
I believe I had mine in April.
It's now November, and Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes calling out Congressman Michael San Nicolas, the congressional address mandated by local law. Annually, at a month to be determined by the Speaker and the Congressman, the delegate will appear before the legislature and give an address on federal territorial issues. The congressional address isn't the only one given at the legislature. Both the executive branch and the judiciary give annual progress reports. Chief Justice Catherine Merriman and Governor Lou Leon Guerrero both wrote to Speaker Barnes to secure dates for their speeches this year.
I did send a courtesy letter asking what date he wants to work with me on, and I'm open to see what availability is there for him. It's really important for our congressmen to share what's happening in D.C. with the community, and this legislature continues to open the door to have that presentation done here.
Congressman San Nicolas is currently under investigation by the House Ethics Committee for allegedly having an affair with a staffer, using campaign funds for personal use, and accepting over-the-limit campaign donations. KUAM sent him an email asking when or if he would hold his annual address, but we didn't receive a response. Speaker Barnes hasn't received a response either. She wrote San Nicolas last week. We asked her if she thought the contentious relationship the delegate has with the legislature and the administration would lead him to give an address in more friendly territory, like Facebook perhaps.
I could not answer that question, Chris. I could not speculate or even think for him on what he wants to do to address our people of Guam, but the invitation was extended to him.
Meanwhile, Underwood tells KUAM the address provides a good opportunity for the delegate, policymakers, and the public.
Usually most congressional delegates, I think, are eager to have this opportunity to explain their agenda and their activities in front of the Guam legislature, which is the policy-making body for the government.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
In a curious story now, out of the last 2 weeks, residents living along Casimiro Street in Mongmong say they've had water for just 2 days. GWA has been working on the problem, but it's going to take several more months before a permanent solution will be realized.
No water, but they're able to do some water blasting.
All they need to do is just fix the pipe so, we can fix the problem.
Casimiro Street residents like Richard Artero have been having it rough.
3 times last week, then this week is 2 times.
Artero is talking about the amount of times the Guam Waterworks Authority has had to shut off water to fix broken pipes.
It is very difficult, even on us, especially for our kids. They go to school early in the morning and we have to wake up early in the morning to get water and shower them and bring them to school.
GWA General Manager Miguel Berdallo says residents living along Casimiro Street aren't the only ones experiencing water woes.
We've got several problem areas with lines that were put in many years ago. They're beyond their useful service life.
Verdalio says, however, they're working on a permanent wholesale solution to replace old lines.
We just did Poly Ferdinand area in Agate Santa Rita, which was another problematic line, frequent repairs. That one, we have a contractor in place and they're starting to work now. We're intending now to take care of Tota Cañada next, Casimiro, and then Ta'i Road is another one that we, in Manila, which we also have issues with.
According to Verdalio, design proposals for those projects are forthcoming. GWA is looking at a timeline of June or July of next year to get those projects out for bid.
We're working on that. We realize that there's been a lot of stress to the community, and we apologize for the inconvenience, but we are working our hardest to replace those lines.
For residents like Artero, he's just hoping the job gets done because right now, living without water,
it's not good. Not good at all.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Sabrina Salas, Matanani.
Now, judging by our social media analytics, you probably saw this next video as a local priest blessing All Souls Day cemetery goers with holy water from a spray bottle. Those clips went viral, being shared on WhatsApp, from Twitter to even Facebook, as using a spray bottle to douse churchgoers with holy water had before this been unheard of locally. Normally, priests sprinkle parishioners with holy water from a bottle or use a handheld sprinkler called an aspergillum. The videos show people dodging the spray of holy water from Father Julius Akinyemi. Some ducked and others expressed surprise at being hit with a torrent of the material. Now, Father Julius is the priest at the Umatic and Meleso parishes, and when we reached out to the Archdiocese for comment, Archbishop Michael Burns himself responded, saying, quote, "Father Julius and I have discussed the matter. He meant no disrespect and faced a large area to be blessed with holy water. They used the traditional means of sprinkling holy water on future occasions." Now, we want to know what you think about this issue. Was using a spray bottle to distribute the holy water okay, or was it improper? Head over to our Instagram story right now. We're at KUAM News. And you want to cast your vote in our poll that we've got going. Tell us what your thoughts are on this matter. We'll see you over there. In other news, 28-year-old Solange Ropone was arrested after a teen told police he had sexually assaulted her multiple times. Ropone assaulted the victim when she was in the 3rd grade through the 6th grade, say court documents, as in 2017, Ronope allegedly sent her an Instagram message apologizing for what he did. The victim saved it. However, it was deleted by a family member. The victim, now 15, was able to report the assault in February, yet police did not apprehend Ropone until yesterday. He was charged with 2 counts of criminal sexual conduct and 3 counts of second-degree CSC. Well, in more positive news, the circus is coming to town, and as a matter of fact, the performers from the Super American Circus arrived last night. The circus is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the UOG Calvo Fieldhouse, and you definitely do not want to miss the thrilling acts, which include acrobats, daredevils, an aerial star fire act, juggling, a wheel of danger, and a lot more. You want to check out extra as Tuffy, the ringmaster, is going to join me on the show, talking about all the amazing things that you can see and experience. That is really, really going to be good. Well, please stay tuned. We are back after this.
Make every day a plus.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the circus is coming. The Super American Circus is coming to Guam. UOG Calvo Fieldhouse, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. Starring Guinness World Record holder Blake Wallenda, the greatest high-wire walker on the planet. The incredible Mario Espana on the Wheel of Danger. Aerialists, balancers, jugglers, dancers, fire eaters, acrobats, hilarious clowns, and stars from America's Got Talent. Witness Superheroes Live, an amazing cast of performers from around the world. Come on, come all to the Super American Circus. 3 days only, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, November 8th, 9th, and 10th. To purchase tickets, visit superamericancircus.com and like our Facebook page for a chance to win tickets.
Okay. Can you take me to Alec, please?
Attention passengers of flight AJ3004, your flight has been delayed.
It's the flavor that makes you go, woo. McDonald's new Spicy Barbecue Glazed Tenders and Chicken Sandwich. Made with tender, juicy, all-white meat chicken.
Available in 4, 6, or 10-piece chicken tenders. Try the Spicy Barbecue Crispy Chicken Sandwich, too.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
What's up, Guam? Dave Delgado here for KUAM Sports. Thanks for watching. In studio, Derek Mendel from the Guam Track and Field Association. Nato Tobe here with some teammates. Now, Olympic hopefuls from Japan. But first off, Derek, you say you jumped at the opportunity when you found out that these athletes were coming to Guam to get a chance to speak to some of the track and field members.
Yeah, so it's rare that you know, athletes in their prime in the sport of track and field, you know, come to Guam, and to be able to, you know, them being willing to meet with our local athletes, you know, to discuss their training and everything. You know, I thought it was, you know, it's good for us and can only help us in the future.
So you're here with a few of your teammates. Your event is high jump. Introduce your teammates here.
He's triple jump, and his PR is 1687, and she's 100-meter sprinter, and her PR is 1143.
You gotta say their name though. What's his name and what's her name?
Ryoma Yamamoto. Nice to meet you. And Anna Doi.
And during your stay here, you're able to meet and talk to some of the Japan Airlines employees because you yourself are an employee out in Japan.
Yes. Actually, Japan Airlines is official airline partner of Olympic Games in Tokyo. So we should make good atmosphere in my company. So talking with employers of Guam in my company.
And how has training been for you? You said this is a 4-year plan, but how's training been for the upcoming games?
Actually, we are taking final preparation for Olympic Games. I mean, very specific technical training right now.
And we went from 2 athletes to now 1 getting a chance to represent Guam at the Olympic Games.
Yeah, so previously for the non-qualified athletes, we were allowed 1 male, 1 female representative at the Olympic Games. But next year they changed the system, and so now there's only 1 overall athlete, whether it's male or female.
And for you, what's the atmosphere like in Japan as you guys prepare for the Olympic Games?
Actually, Japanese atmosphere for Olympic Games is getting very exciting. So I think most important thing for Olympic Games is stay calm.
And for you, the rest of your time here on island, Kmart and hamburger.
Yes.
And Derek, so speaking to these athletes, what were some of the questions that were asked as far as the athletes here on Guam, trying to pick their brains and get some training tips?
Okay. Yeah. So yesterday, 3 of our, you know, Olympic hopefuls were able to, you know, meet with them. And they discussed, you know, like how many times a day they would train, and you know, how many times a week, when did they get started in the sport, and like, you know, just how they prepare themselves overall for, you know, better performances.
All right, well, thanks for coming on the show. Good luck at the Olympic Games. That's going to do it for sports. We're back right after this.
Mark is the best husband and father you could ask for. Right, mi amor?
My brother, he's just a big kid.
Great guy. Best man at my wedding. Just gotta keep him off the dance floor.
Uncle Mark's the best. He taught me how to seal a base.
He stopped by yesterday just to chat.
Honestly, this place would fall apart without him.
And now, here's your birthday shout-outs. All right, everybody, it's time to say happy birthday to Shyla Joe Santiago. Happy birthday to the world's greatest mommy. And this comes from all of the love in the world from Ethan and Eliza. Happy birthday to Kyle Arcee. Happy birthday from your entire family and all of us here at KUAM and Cold Stone Creamery. Also, happy birthday wishes to Christina Blas, coming from her family and each one of her friends. All of them. Everybody. And happy birthday to the twins, Felipe and Mila Cruz. Love Mommy, Daddy, Haley, and your entire family. If you're a twin today, and we didn't mention you on the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club, make sure you get your registration in. Click the birthday link on the masthead of our website to be a part of the club, and stay tuned because more is coming up. Off day, everybody, and thanks so much for tuning in or streaming KUAM News Extra. I'm Jason Salas, and I am evoking the spirit, a classic, a time-honored tradition of performing arts that everybody has to see, and you soon will be able to experience the circus. I'm loving the sequins right here, but this very fine garment actually belongs to my friend Tuffy right now.
How you doing, Jason?
Tuffy, Hafaday, we're very happy to have you here on Guam.
Oh, we love Guam.
Thank you for bringing the circus to Guam.
Well, thank you for having us on Guam. We love it here, and everybody got in last night, so it's so thrilling to see everybody arrive after so long of planning. We've been planning this about 8 months.
Okay. Well, I would think that because, and you are like a proper traditional circus, and you honor the traditions by the circus performers who came before you, and so it's a traveling show, and the logistics must be out of this world.
Well, luckily I'm not the only one that does it. We have a pretty good team of professionals that bring everything in. Shipping companies, Triple B helped us with that. Another company out of Hawaii helped us, and just good people.
Okay, so for people, it's interesting, speaking of people, because the younger generation, the millennials and below, are so fixated to every single digital device in existence.
I know.
They don't really understand the tradition of the circus, and when the circus would come to town.
Well, it used to be a momentous occasion,
Yeah.
When Ringling Brothers would come into town with a train of over 100 cars full of people and animals. It was huge. And, TV started whittling away at it, and movies and radio, and then now social media and handheld devices has taken away a lot from any kind of live performances.
But they set up that big top, and I mean, that was the event that your entire town went to go see, and no one left completely unentertained or unhappy.
Oh, have to. 18,000 seats that tent held.
What? I didn't realize it was that big.
It was huge. Big as Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's almost the size of an NBA
yeah,
arena.
It is. And it was huge. I grew up there, That was, my dad was the ringmaster of Ringling Brothers for many years. My mom trained polar bears. So, I grew up in the circus. I love it. And we're going to continue the heritage.
Okay, so with that being the case, what type of entertainment are you bringing to the island, and what can...
So proud of these guys.
What can everybody expect to see?
Well, first you're going to expect to have a lot of fun. Bring the family, bring the kids, bring the grandmas, the aunties, the uncles. You're going to see Blake Walenda, world's greatest high wire walker. He just won a Guinness World Record. Mario Espana, probably the greatest daredevil I've ever met, and I've met a lot of them. He does the Wheel of Danger. It goes all the way to the top of the arena, and he runs around blindfolded, skipping rope. Truly, does somersaults. It's amazing. Tammy Firefly.
The man knows no fear.
No, apparently not. This morning, early, Blake went out snorkeling. Right in front of we're staying at PIC. Thank you, PIC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good
beautiful
digs.
property, great place, great people there. He goes snorkeling. He's got his little camera with him. Here comes a shark. He doesn't even panic. He does nothing. He just films the shark. That's the kind of nerves of steel these folks have.
Well, considering what he does for a living and everything, that's probably like, okay, well, there's a shark. Let me keep it in the back of my mind.
But, I know he's walked over alligators in Florida.
Okay.
A pool of alligators, and you walk across the high wire like nothing happening.
Okay, and you were actually saying that Sarasota, Florida is the
That's up my home and his, yeah.
Okay, and that's the origin of
most of the circus producers now are from Sarasota.
Okay.
Because back when I was a kid and the other producers were young, that was the winter quarters of Ringling Brothers. So, the offspring of the families from Ringling Brothers back then are now old enough to be circus producers. It's the only place they don't have phone books very much anymore, but it was the only place that had a heading of circuses, and it was like 20 circuses.
That's amazing.
In the yellow pages in Sarasota.
That's absolutely incredible. Okay, so I'm thinking people look up circus on Wikipedia, again, going to the digital age and everything,
Right.
but they see a ringmaster like yourself, someone who is completely interactive with the crowd, like pulling the happiness from them and, like evoking joy. But then they also see there's clowns, there's musicians, there's...
I'm like the host ringmaster for a minute. I'm the producer more than I am the ringmaster nowadays. Elaine Accord is our ringmaster, singer, aerialist, fire manipulator. She's the real star of the show.
Wow.
And, it's
her W-2 must be like a mile long considering everything she does.
That's all I want. Artists.
Ah, okay. Performance art.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking, Tuffy, a show like this, it's a traveling show.
Yes.
And being on
we travel by airplane mostly.
Yeah, but being on the road as long as you have, and basically being in the happiness business and everything like that, that's got to be exhausting.
Oh no, it's the most fun thing in the world.
Not at all.
We say we would do it for free if we could.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much we all love doing it.
How much does your core crew work together, or do you have is it like a rotating crew?
It's a little bit of rotation of artists because my show doesn't tour year round anymore.
Mm-hmm.
We do spot dates and islands primarily now. So, they do work year round. So they'll go to Cirque du Soleil or go to America's Got Talent or some of the other shows that need variety circus acts and perform with those shows and then come back to mine if they're available. So this time we're very lucky to get such an amazing crew, amazing cast.
Okay. Well, here on Guam, one of the things we have is the virtues we hold most dear are, respect, love, but also humility. So there's going to be a lot of kids whose eyes are going to be huge, their jaws are going to be on the floor, but, they're going to be looking at their parents and I'd like to cheer.
I'm pretty sure they will.
So speak to that. Speak to about the kids and everything, and how interactive you want them to actually participate.
Oh, we want them to make noise, stomp their feet, clap their hands, whistle, yell, scream, have fun.
All right. This isn't church, everybody. I mean, you're not in school. So.
Right. No, our cast knows how to get the applause out of the kids. I'm pretty sure they're going to be making noise.
Okay, very nice. We'll tell you what, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we're going to talk to Tuffy and more about the art of the circus and what you can expect when you attend. So that's coming up right after this.
A beautiful, healthy smile is an expression of confidence. The more confident you are about your smile, the more likely you are to fully express your feelings without having to worry about the way your teeth look.
Before cosmetic dentistry, I didn't smile as much. I didn't have the confidence, and it shows. And since I've had cosmetic dentistry done, I feel 10 times more confident. I make my initial introduction with a nice big smile and a handshake, and I just feel like it really is a relationship builder, a nice warm smile, and it makes the clients and customers feel more comfortable with you, feeling confident, and they feel that you're not just there for business, that you're also there kind of as a friend as well. So I mean, it's amazing how powerful a smile can be. A good smile.
Since your smile makes a significant impression on those around you, it is important that it makes the impression you want it to make.
The sequins never get old, so we continue to rock these on KUAM News Extra. And the circus never gets old, so once again, Tuffy is the ringmaster / producer /
chief bottle washer.
There you go. Puppet master, maybe to some.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Sign the checks, probably.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to do that.
Okay. Do you consider this a business?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is, for sure.
Oh, good.
I mean, it has to be treated like a business because you have to make enough money to pay everybody and make sure you can pay all the bills. There's a lot of other expenses involved besides just paying the payroll.
But your happiness and the joy with which you do this job and everything is abundantly clear.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, and so do all the performers. it's a lot of fun, and to bring a show to a place that doesn't get a lot of big shows, and see the joy, and everybody's welcomed me so nicely. People of Guam are beautiful people and so much fun to be around. It's going to be fun for everybody.
Okay. Well, we hope you have endorsed some of our very fine restaurants out here. But
Too many of them.
Well, that is island hospitality right there. So, you put on a good show for us, we'll put on a good show for you.
So far, so good. Everybody's been great.
Okay, well, I do want to give you, your chance to be a showman and, invite every single Guamanian out there to the show. Tell them what they can see.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, the circus is coming to Guam. They're going to see daredevils, acrobats, aerialists, contortionists, jugglers, balancers, strength acts, and too many to mention that I can think of this quick. But they're let's see, fire manipulators, comedy. Some of the funniest clowns on the planet are going to be there to make people laugh. It's going to be a good time. It's this weekend. Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 7:30 on Friday. Saturday, 3 shows.
Oh, wow.
12 noon, 4 and 7:30, and then Sunday, 1, 4, and 7:30. Tickets are
does the show
selling
go
out
for?
fast. About 90 minutes.
Wow, that's a good show.
Yeah. And it's
That's a really good
continuous
show.
action. There's no lull, no dead air. It starts, we get going, and pre-show stuff to do. There's face painting and cotton candy and popcorn and snow cones and all the toys, light up stuff for the kids. So I ask people to come early because it is open seating. There's 3 sections. So there's the VIP chairs in the front, which are almost all sold out. Saturday show's sold out, and I think the premiere on Friday night is sold out for the VIP chairs. Then there's the preferred seats, which is the bleacher section right in front of the circus ring, and then on the sides, general admission. All the seats are good, so get your tickets.
Very
Circle
nice.
K, 76 on our website, superamericancircus.com.
Okay, because we work in the production business too, we've got our traditions here, our routines. If we're ever doing a really big production, like a sports event and everything like that, the entire crew will kind of get together. We might say a prayer. We'll have some chant that we do. What is your crew do? Because they come from all different walks of life and different disciplines. And
that's true, but we all believe in a higher power. And before each show, we get together and say something to our higher power to bless us for the show and protect us. And
and it's all about the show.
And then it's all about having fun out there. Because the performers have fun when the folks are having fun. So when they see smiles, they get going, they get pumped up, and it just becomes, the energy is overwhelming.
Okay, for people that we've got so many people on Guam, young people that enjoy art and music and dance and everything like that. If they would like to consider a career in circus performance,
I would say go for it, but it's not that easy.
Yeah,
most circus,
I don't think there's a university major you can take in it or anything.
There is in Sarasota, Florida.
Oh, there is? Okay.
Not at the university. Well,
that's wonderful.
There is a conservatory there that teaches circus art, and in high school, Sarasota High School, there's an actual class, circus class.
That's fantastic.
For circus art.
And that's justified considering how much of a time-honored tradition of American performance.
Yes.
So, okay, we got a few more minutes, but kind of talk about the history of circus. Does it come after the vaudeville area?
No, before.
Era? It comes before vaudeville. Okay.
Yeah, it started out with nomads and gypsies in Europe, and they had horses, and they put hay in a circle. That's where the circus name came from, a circle, in whatever language it was. And they would run the horses around and then do acts on the horses. And that was the start of the circus. And then it came to the United States many years ago and got bigger and bigger. There was competition between Ringling Brothers and then the Barnum Brothers and P.T. Barnum. And at one point, they all got together and created the greatest show on earth. And that was, listen to this title, Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey combined shows the greatest show on earth. That's the title.
Imagine writing that on a check when you make out your payments.
Yeah.
Payable to, and then you run out of space very quickly.
Well, I think that was probably printed on there.
Has the tradition of circus performance changed much over the years? Because most art does evolve.
It evolves, but there's only certain things you can do, so many things you can do with the human body that they probably maxed out on, and that's what these performers are doing. Back when I was a kid, a back somersault on the ground was a big deal. Now people are doing triple back somersaults on the ground. So sure, it's evolved in the difficulty of the tricks, and less animals in circuses nowadays. Our show has no animals, not because we're against animals in circuses. It's just it'd be pretty hard to get an elephant on a.
I was going to say
on a plane.
Yeah, and you
put
say
on a boat for
you
a
go to
long
different
time.
islands. That's pretty difficult.
Yeah. So our show's based on daredevils, beauty, grace, singing. We have Montana's a beautiful violin player and singer, and she's also an aerialist. So we're a little bit of Cirque du Soleil, a little bit of Ringling Brothers, combined to make the Super American Circus.
All right. Well, Tuffy, we wish you the very best.
Thank you very much.
May the show go on. Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, we pale by comparison to your production, but we do share the same love of bringing a good show to people and everything like that. So we have immense reverence for what you guys do, and you know, you guys are really keeping a very important slice of American culture alive and well. So.
Well, thank you. We love what you do too.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And we hope you have a wonderful trip here.
Appreciate it.
All right. Please go see the circus. You can check out our YouTube channel for tickets information. Make sure you get your reservations early because it's going to be an amazing show. And we are back right after this.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning,